my name is Emily and welcome back to another video on Emily XO. Today's video is going to be the first review for our Internet Book Club series. Today we are reviewing Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. So this wasn't the first book I had read by John Green. I have read The Fault in Our Stars, Looking for Alaska, which is my absolute favorite. I've read Paper Towns, and I've read An Abundance of Catherine. So I was really excited for this one and ended up being overall a little bit disappointed. It wasn't a bad book, but I did not enjoy it as much as I really wanted to, given how much I've enjoyed his other books in the past. The main character is named Asa Holmes, and she struggles with, it doesn't fully ever diagnose it, I don't think. It basically diagnoses her with anxiety, a very intense anxiety with obsessive or intrusive thoughts, as she discusses. But it was a really hard book to get into for the fact of, and I've heard this kind of review of John Green's books in the past of how hard he tries for his characters to be quirky. And that's kind of the feel I got from this book. It felt like he was trying very hard to make Asa quirky and different, and it made her very unlikable and therefore very hard to get into the book. She uses a lot of like big words and very like uncolloquial words, things you don't normally use in an everyday conversation, and it made the writing style feel very odd and very, and I can't even fully describe it. It just felt, so overall it just made the book feel very odd. It is something that I got used to a little bit as time went on, but it was really hard to get into the book. I think I read about the first 10 chapters in the beginning of the month, and then I actually put the book down for a couple of weeks just because I couldn't, there was nothing gripping me to the story that made me want to read it. In fact, there was a plot, but it wasn't very gripping. It wasn't super climactic. So overall, it just kind of was a very, very mellow book. There was nothing that made me want to read it, nothing I particularly enjoyed. If you can hear my cats, it's okay. They're playing. They're wrestling with each other. But so overall, I mean, it's not a bad book. It's just not a great book. I would say if I had to rate it 1 out of 5, I would give it like a 2.5 or a 3. I probably would never want to read this book again. But it wasn't bad. I do like, the main character having anxiety. I did like that in the sense that it did shed light to that, type of mindset and everything. There's a lot of the book where you can see her battling with her inner thoughts. So I do like that aspect in the sense of it did bring a lot of, attention to that, because mental disorders aren't very talked about in the media. It's something that's very quieted and shunned, and you keep it hush hush. So I do like it from that aspect. Overall though, it wasn't a great book. I wanted to like it more than I actually did. I don't know what I would really, like, if I had to put it in a genre, I don't know what I would put it in, because like there is a romance, but it's not really a romance novel. Like, the romance isn't the focus. There is some mystery to it, but the mystery doesn't really matter after a while, if that makes sense. I'm trying not to spoil too much. The mystery is just kind of pushed to the back of things. I guess, it's a YA novel for sure, but it wasn't great. The plot was lacking. And the characters even weren't super likable. None of them really were. I didn't find myself relating to any of them really, which I like books that I can kind of at least relate to some of the characters. And I didn't have that here. I feel like this video has mostly just been me rambling. I think on on the next book reviews, I'm going to try and like actually take some notes and have more cohesive thoughts with this. But overall for this book, I didn't particularly enjoy it. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil anything. I am trying to keep these reviews spoil free. I would say if you're looking for a John Green book to read, he's got better ones. I would definitely recommend looking for Alaska over any of his books, honestly. But I would say, I mean, like if you're a diehard John Green fan, you've probably already read this book. But to me, it just felt, it was lacking a lot. It was lacking good characters, it was lacking a good plot, and it was trying too hard to be quirky and different. So overall, it just didn't really work for me. Not a great start to the year, but, you know, I am a fan of his other work, so I'm glad I at least did give it a chance, but probably not one that I would recommend, and probably not one that I will ever go back to again. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry, this one got really just kind of rambly, so in the future I'll try and keep it a little more cohesive. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys did read this and what you thought of it. The next book we are going to be reading is Smoke Signals by Ashley Dunn. That is the poetry book that I picked for February, and I'm very excited to start that one. But otherwise, let me know down below what you thought, or you know, what books you're excited to read, anything like that. Make sure to like this video and give it a big thumbs up. And then I think that is about it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.